Today I want to show you Windows 7 running on a tablet PC. There's been a lot of talk about Windows 7 for some of the updates to the touch support, but there's also some good things in there for pen-based computers like these two Motion F5 tablet PCs. Now this one here is running Vista and this one's running Windows 7, and I'll give you a quick demo of some of the new features in Windows 7 and then have a look at some of the differences between Vista and some of the improvements. As you can see, things have changed a little bit. Rather than having individual icons and labels on each icon for each program and each window that you'd have open as you did in Vista, Microsoft's pushed more towards this grouping concept. And in order to see what windows I have open, I just have to hold my pen across the icon there, and you can see that I've got an instant preview of all of the windows that I have open, and just hovering over that window will give me a preview of that screen as well. So I think that's what they call Aero Peak, and as you can see it works very well on this tablet PC. I'm going to bring up, as you can see I'm switching between a lot of applications here, and it's really doing it very fast, and that's partly a testament to this new F5 with the Core 2 Duo processor, but it's also a testament to Windows 7 and how well optimized it is. Now, just as we had on Windows Vista, we have pen flicks, which are a great time-saving tool and productivity tool for the tablet PC and for the pen input in particular. We also have the same visual feedback that we had in Vista. So for instance, holding the right click button on the pen down and clicking near the screen, or holding the pen near the screen, I can see that visual feedback there. I can also see a little ripple when I click on the screen. So that's the same as it was in Vista. So what exactly has changed in Windows 7? Well, one of the key changes really is in handwriting recognition. Handwriting recognition works exceptionally well on pen-based computers as opposed to touch or touch-screen computers. And as you can see here, as I write now in Windows 7, as I move on for each word, Windows is actually recognizing the text and converting that on the fly. So rather than in Vista, and I'll show you the difference in a second, converting and having the recognized text underneath, it's now in line. And the idea behind that is it's a lot easier to edit this way. So as you're writing, you don't have to look far to make your corrections or to see when Windows has got a word wrong. Now, not only that, Windows is now much better at correcting text. For instance, if I just wanted to change that there, I just have to click on the word as you saw there and change it. If I want to delete, it's much easier now. If I want to split a word apart, there's a new gesture for that in the panel, and that is just really good. And also there's this joining gesture, which I'll show you now. It just makes editing much quicker and much easier. As you can see here, the input panel fades away as it loses focus. So if you have the input panel out permanently, you can still see what's behind it on the screen. And the other thing that's changed is the text keyboard is quite a bit bigger, and that just makes it easier to type with a pen. You don't have to be quite so accurate. Okay, so by way of comparison, the Windows Vista handwriting recognition software worked like this. As you can see, as I'm writing, I can still see my original ink strokes, but the recognition of that text appears underneath the words that you're writing. Now, the Windows user experience team looked at this and they decided that having to look across and down to see what the text had been recognized as was too slow and takes quite a bit of cognitive input. Now, I think that they've got this right with Windows 7. It is a lot easier to edit text as you go and to spot errors as you go. What I tended to do in Windows Vista was I would write out whole paragraphs like that and then go back and check the text and make corrections. With Windows 7, it's much easier to make corrections on the fly, and in fact with the context of Windows 7, it's looking at the context of sentences now. So as you're writing, it tends to correct itself. Another good thing about the tablet input panel, the recognition panel, is that URLs are a lot easier to enter. So I'm going to pull up our website at tabletpc.com.au, and you can see that it's already got the .com and the www in there, and I'll just pop a .au on the end there, and it's got that wrong, so I'm going to correct it. Done, and click on go to, and it's simply that easy. So it's a lot easier to enter URLs. Now, just like Windows, so that I can show you the inbuilt fingerprint reading technology that's in Windows 7. Now I've got the fingerprint reader on the side here of the F5, and when I press on the Control-Alt-Delete button there, you can see that Windows is ready to receive my fingerprint. There's no real visual feedback on your fingerprint. It doesn't show you your fingerprint, but it just gives you a green or a red light if it's scanned your finger okay and logs on. It's very fast. It doesn't really hold you up at all to have that capability there, whereas in Vista, where we had a third-party piece of software, it would take maybe a couple of seconds to load up, and it can get a little bit annoying having to wait for that software. Now, I'm not really sure where this fits in, but Windows 7 includes a major upgrade to the inbuilt Paint software, which hasn't changed in about 15 years, I would think. It now supports pressure sensitivity, and of course with the Wacom tablet that this has, I can, not doing a very artistic job here, but you can see that the pressure sensitivity works in Paint now. Okay, and finally just a little bit more about this Motion F5, the new version of the F5. The F5's been out for nearly 2 years now, but this latest version's only been out a couple of months. It's got a new Intel Core 2 Duo processor, and that I think is really what enables the experience on this to be so smooth with Windows 7. So I can take advantage of these features on this device because of that. This device also ships here in Australia with a NextG certified 3G NextG modem. So I can be on mobile broadband up to 7.2 megabits at the moment, and now that's quite fast. If the numbers don't mean much to you, that's a very fast broadband connection. And what I've found is that it works all over the country with Telstra NextG, and it's a really good thing. It also has GPS inbuilt, this device, so you can capture your location wherever you can get a good view of the satellites. You can also use it for navigation and those sorts of things. Still got the barcode reader in it, and the RFID reader there as well. As you can see, it's changed a little bit from the early versions. If you knew the early version, you'd realise that it was beige. It's now black, and that differentiates it from the C5, which is a white device for healthcare. This is called the Field Tool. Look, basically it's exactly the same hardware, just a different colour. It's got a warm swap battery capability, so if I just press the button on the side here, you can see the device has gone into standby there. It's flashing at me saying it's in standby. Now I can pull the battery out, grab a new battery, replace the battery, and I'm up and running again in less than 20 seconds. So it has that warm swap capability, which makes it just a beautiful device. You can have your spare battery with you, charging in the car or charging on the docking station. You have very little downtime with this device. You could run for days without stopping.